And we're back, getting set for Game 2 on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. I know I'm probably a few minutes earlier than what I initially said. And I apologize, I'm a little out of breath. But we're going to go ahead and get our broadcast started here in our game number 2 for senior night here. We're going to recognize the 3 senior baseball members and the senior members of the Lakin Bronx golf team. So at this time, we'll just turn up our microphone so you can hear the public address announcer, and then I'll run the camera and we can show the seniors as they are introduced.
Welcome to tonight's baseball games between the Lakin Bronx and the Cimarron Blue Jays. At this time, we would like to honor our seniors who are participating in baseball and boys golf at Lakin High School this year. Our baseball players, Caden Mings, son of Michael Mings and Holly Baker. Next, we have Brock Pata, son of Tana Stickney Lowry and Bub Pata. Our last baseball senior is Eden White, son of Adam White and Tara White. Our senior boys golf member is Chris Chavez, son of Fernando and Ariana Chavez. We would like to thank these seniors for their hard work and dedication in representing our school. We would also like to thank their parents for the support of not only their son, but for their support of all activities and athletics at Lakin High School. Again, thank you, student athletes and parents, on behalf of everyone at Lakin High School. Good luck with the rest of your season. Please give these seniors and their parents another big round of applause.
So congratulations to all of the seniors. Eden White, Caden Mings, and Brock Pata on the baseball team, and Christopher Chavez, the lone senior member of the Bronx golf team. Got to reset our camera, and then we'll be about set to go here in game number 1. You'll hear a little bit of dead air while I set up my camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, enough of the dead air. I apologize for all of that, but one thing about it, if I have a live mic and some of the music's playing, I do get in trouble with some copyrights. So it was best that I just kept it quiet, but we're about set to go here in game number 2. Here's the lineup for the Blue Jays. Batting first and leading off in center field, Trace Copper. Copper, the winning pitcher in game number 1. Leighton Simon will play shortstop. Batting third and catching is Peyton Dye. Batting fourth at first base, Breck Aberhoff. Batting fifth in right field, Alex Schlesinger. Batting sixth in left field, Logan Heddleston. Batting seventh at third base, Zach Lopez. Batting eighth and pitching is Rylan Acton. And batting ninth at second base is Colby Wilson. Acton getting the start for the Blue Jays is 1-1 on the season with a 13.26 ERA. For the Bronx, we'll look at the defensive alignment for Lakin. At third base, Malachi Acevedo. At shortstop is Armando Salcedo. Caden Mings at second, Eden White at first. In the outfield, Eli Bemis in left field. Adric Gomez in center. And Brock Potta in right field. Doing the catching is Gabe Cox. And on the hill is Drew Patterson. Patterson making his 9th appearance on the season. He's 1-2 with a 7.00 ERA, and we're underway here at Laux Park. Patterson's first pitch in there for a strike. Oh, and 1 to count to Trace Copper. Breaking pitch. Just a little low, and the count evens 1 ball, 1 strike. Leighton Simon on deck. He'll be followed by Peyton Dye. Patterson from the windup. Here's the 1-1. And that's low and in the dirt for ball 2. 2-1 to count. Bronx losing game 1 by the score of 8-2. Looking to bounce back in here in the nightcap. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Drew Patterson. Breaking pitch stayed high, and the count 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's the wind into 3-1. Outside for ball 4. Copper with the leadoff walk. Brings up Leighton Simon.
Up next, number 25, Leighton Simon.
Simon with 2 hits in the first game. Patterson looks at the runner. Copper off on the pitch as it gets past the catcher. The stolen base for Copper. And a 1-0 count to Simon. Check of the runner, the 1-0. Low and in the dirt. Nice slide over by Gabe Cox to keep that ball in front of him. 2-0 pitch, high for ball 3. Lady Bronx softball team is at Ingalls tonight, playing Cimarron Ingalls. Haven't heard or seen of any updates from their doubleheader. Pitch on the inside corner, count 3 balls, 1 strike. Lady Bronx will be back in action tomorrow here at the North Lakin Rec Complex, taking on Hugoton in a rescheduled doubleheader from last week. And that pitch is low for ball 4, so back-to-back walks to lead off the game for Drew Patterson. Lady Bronx will also be in action on Thursday night against Holcomb, and that doubleheader is senior night for the Lady Bronx this coming Thursday, I believe. Peyton Dye comes to the plate. Patterson starts him off with a strike. Lakin track teams will be hosting the Lakin Invitational this Friday. Field events start at 3. Another breaking pitch on the inside corner for strike 2. A lot of activities. We are in the 1st of May, so everything's going to be coming to a close quickly. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Breaking pitch got him swinging. That's out number 1. Lakin hosting the High Plains League track meet next Friday. That is a week from this coming Friday, May 12th. First pitch to Breck Aberhoff outside for ball 1. So a lot of things going on. Here's the 1-0. Low and in the dirt for ball 2, and Copper goes to third on that wild pitch in the dirt. Two-0 pitch misses inside for ball 3. Rio pitch, little looper into shallow left. Salcido over to get it for the out. Nice range by Armando Salcido. That'll bring up the right fielder, Alex Schlesinger.
Up next for the Blue Jays, number 21, Alex Schlesinger.
Roller towards second. Mings gloves it. Throw to first in time for the out. So the Bronx work around 2 walks to start the inning. And the Blue Jays come up empty. No runs, no hits. They strand 2 base runners, and there were no Bronx errors. After 1/2 inning, Blue Jays nothing. Bronx coming up right after this.
Kearney County, a wonderful life opportunity, offers a wide range of opportunities to residents and visitors. Hunting, fishing, camping, golfing, and bowling provide recreation, plus the Lakin Rec Commission provides youth and adult programs in Lakin and Deerfield. Explore the rich history of the county by visiting the Kearney County Historical Museum or the historic sites throughout the county. Take advantage of what Kearney County has to offer. Contact Ralph Goodnight, Kearney County Economic Development, or on the web at www.kearneycountykansas.com. The Lakin Recreation Commission has a full fitness room with 5 treadmills, tread climber, rowing machine, 3 elliptical fitness cross trainers, 2 stationary bikes, and strength training fitness equipment. You'll find just what you need for your own quality workout. The fitness room is open for the public's use free of charge during business hours. For use after business hours, Lakin Rec also has a keyless entry system available. The Lakin Rec Commission, always involved with the youth of Lakin. 702 North Campbell, Lakin, 355-7039. The benefits are endless.
Leading it off for the Bronx will be Drew Patterson. He'll be followed by Armando Salcedo and Adrian Gomez.
Bat for Lakin, number 2, Drew Patterson.
And Drew is hit by the first pitch of the contest for the Bronx, and he goes to first base. Brings up Armando Salcedo, the shortstop.
Armando Salcedo.
drew a huge lead at first. Aberhoff holding him on. And he's off on the first pitch. Armando, a slow roller, foul up the third base side. Counts 0-1. And Armando fouls that one back into the screen, and it's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch is in the dirt. Patterson was off on the pitch. He'll steal it without a throw. And the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Acton's pitch, low and away, and the count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two-two pitch, grounded toward the hole at short. Simon over, not a chance to get the speedy Salcido down the line, so an infield single. Patterson goes to third on the play, and the Bronx with runners at the corners for Adric Gomez.
Up next, number 20, Adric Gomez.
Adric in center here for game number 2. Blue Jay outfield playing straight away against the right-handed Bronx hitter. Takes inside for ball 1. Eden White on deck. Salcido off on the pitch. They'll throw to third. Patterson wasn't off the bag. So now 2 runners in scoring position. And a 1-1 count to Adric. Fouls it off for strike 2. Acton looks over to runner at third. Here's the 1-2. Outside, and the count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two-two pitch. Adric reaches out, slaps it towards second. The only play will be first as Patterson scores. So Adric with the RBI on the ground out. 4-3 on the put out. But the Bronx on the board first. Salcido stayed at second base on the ground out. Brings up Eden White. Eden, high bouncing ball. Stays foul up the third base side. Strike 1. One ball, 2 strikes, the count. Acton looking over at the runner. Pitch is low. Armando was off on the pitch, so he'll steal it without a throw. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball towards short. Salcido will score on the play. Throw to first is in time. 6-3. Eden White credit with the RBI. And there are 2 outs in the inning. As the Bronx tack on another run.
Gabe Cox.
Brings up Gabe Cox. Cox the catcher for the Bronx here in game number 2. Breaking pitch inside for ball 1. Eli Bemis will be on deck. And that pitch is low and away for ball 2. Outside for ball 3. 3-0 the count to Gabe Cox. Three and 0 pitch. Called it a strike, but I saw dirt fly as the ball was low. It's not an automatic. And he'll go to first on the walk there. I've never understood sometimes an umpire will call that an automatic strike, and it is not automatic just because he's going to not swing the bat.
For the Bronx, number 11, Eli Bemis.
Alex Lewis will run for Gabe Cox. For Eli Bemis. Bemis, high fly ball into the gap in right center, and it's between them both. Loose around second on his way to third. They're going to wave him. Loose around third, and the throw is in time. Eli will get credited for the double. But Loose will be out, going 9-3-2 for out number 3. Bronx do come up with 2 runs on 2 hits. Strand a base runner. And no Cimarron errors. We go to the top of the second inning. The Bronx 2, Blue Jays nothing. We'll be back right after this. You're watching Bronx Baseball.
The Ranch House community is here to assist with skilled rehab, long-term care, and assisted living. We offer a serene atmosphere, dedicated staff, delectable dining, and daily activities. The Ranch House is here to serve our communities. Please review our site at midwest-health.com/ranchhouse/ or call 620-371-4700 to schedule your tour today. We look forward to hearing from you.
Leading off for the Blue Jays in the second will be Logan Heddleston, and he waves at the first pitch for strike 1. There's the 0-1 from Patterson, breaking pitch outside, count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Zach Lopez on deck, and he'll be followed by Rylan Acton. Here's the wind and the 1-1. Swing and a miss, and Huddleston down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Patterson assigned from Cox. Here's the 1-2. Slow roller. Patterson will throw to first in time for the out. And that's 1 away. 1-3 on the put out. That'll bring up Zach Lopez, the third baseman.
Next for the Blue Jays, number 12, Zach Lopez.
Ground ball towards short. Salcido over a step. Throw across. In time. Great play by the shortstop, Armando Salcido. And that'll bring up Rylan Acton with 2 outs here in the second inning.
Up to the plate, number 3, Rylan Acton.
Yeah, it was. Patterson's first pitch upstairs for ball 1. Pitcher to pitcher in this at bat. Swung on and missed at a breaking pitch inside. Count is 1-1. Patterson winds, and the 1-1 pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Now drew up in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes with nobody on, 2 outs. Swung on and missed. Ball is in the dirt, gets away from Cox. Might as well just eat that throw. And that'll go as a strikeout, but a wild pitch as the runner goes to first.
Up next, number 10, Colby Wilson.
Brings up the second baseman, Colby Wilson. Swing and a miss, and Wilson down in the count, 0-1. Pitch is inside, and the count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Trace Copper, the top of the lineup, waits on deck if Wilson can keep the inning alive for the Blue Jays. Patterson's pitch in there for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Drew looks over at the runner. 1-2 pitch, line back to the hill. Patterson will scoop it over to Eden in time for the out. 1-3 on the put out, 3 away. And that'll do it for the Blue Jays in their half of the second. No runs, no hits. They strand a base runner, and there were no Bronc errors. Go to the bottom of the second inning. Bronx on top. 2-0. We'll be back right after this.
Flashback to the days of Bebop and Bobby Sox at Flashback's Diner, Highway 50, Lakin. Fantastic burgers, Coney and Chicago hot dogs, Philly, steak, BLT, and chicken sandwiches, along with ice cream treats like the traditional banana split, sundaes, shakes, malts, and cones. Dine in or carry out. Flashback to the days of Bebop and Bobby Sox at the one and only fantastic Flashback's Diner, Highway 50, Lakin. Fred Ripsima established the Lakin Dairy in 1997 and is now a leading producer of high-quality milk for human consumption. The Lakin Dairy is proud to be a big part of the Kearney County economy and community. With fantastic, dedicated, and hard-working employees, the Lakin Dairy prospers in the heart of, as Fred calls it, the Midwest Feed Shed. Always supporting the Lakin High School students, the Lakin Dairy, a verified premium operation, is honored to call Kearney County home at lakindairy.com on the internet.
We go to the bottom of the second inning. Caden Mings will lead it off for the Bronx. He'll be followed by Malachi Acevedo and Brock Pata. And if anybody gets on, we'll be back to the top of the lineup.
Up first for the Bronx, number 26, Caden Mings.
First pitch to Mings, back to the backstop for ball one. Breaking pitch in there at the belt for strike one. 1-1 to the Bronx leadoff hitter here in the home half of the second. Swung on and missed the breaking pitch that time. And he's down in the count 1-2. Breaking pitch low for ball two. 2-2 the count. High pop up behind the plate. And the catcher, Peyton Dye, catches it in front of the screen for out number one.
At the plate, number 4, Malachi Acevedo.
Malachi Acevedo comes to the plate. Nobody on in the second. First pitch slow and away for ball one. Pitch was high for ball two. 2-0 the count. High and tight for ball three. Three-0 pitch. And Malachi walks on 4 straight. That'll bring up Brock Pata.
Up to the pot. Up to the plate, number 6, Noah Pata.
Pata takes inside for ball one. Pata with the bunt up the third base side, and he's there. Pata with a bunt single.
Next up,
And that'll bring up Drew Patterson. Perfectly placed bunt by Brock Pata. Runners first and second with 1 out. Drew was hit by a pitch his last time up. Takes that one inside for ball one. That was a strike called, but boy, I'll tell you what, from where we're sitting, that would have made the left-handed batter bail. Honest to goodness. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. 1-1 pitch upstairs for ball 2. Actually, ball 3, excuse me. I have a problem with an umpire that gives that wide a strike zone because there's not a hitter around that's going to even hit that ball. You basically take the bat out of the batter's hand that way. Patterson will draw the walk.
Up next for the Bronx, number 1, Armando Salcido.
And that'll load him for Armando Salcido. And that goes back to all my years of coaching summer baseball. I don't care if you're going to miss, at least miss where a player has a chance to maybe hit the baseball. You can miss inside, you can miss low, you can miss high, but you can't miss when they can't reach it. Armando with the single his last time up. Bats with the bases loaded, 1 out. Bronx left the bases loaded twice in game 1. And Armando ducks out of the way of that pitch for ball 1. Rolled away from the catcher, but not near far enough to be able to score a run. Acton looks in. And it hit him. Armando gets credit for an RBI with the bases loaded, hit by pitch. Acevedo scores on the play. Pata goes to third. Patterson goes to second. And a timeout on the field. And while we have a timeout on the field, we'll take one as well. We're back after this. You're watching Bronx Baseball.
Some commercials make it really tempting to buy cheap insurance. That's great if price is the only thing that's important to you. The agency believes cost is important, but protection is what you're really paying for. Rely on the agency to build the policy that protects your property at a price you can afford. Call the agency today at 620-355-6789.
That'll bring up Adric with the bases loaded. Bronx with a run across. Adric takes on the inside corner for strike 1. Oh, 1. Low and outside. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch lined into right field. Right fielder sliding, makes the catch. Pata will tag. Throw coming home. Pata scores. Throw to third. Runner safe. And Armando will go to second base. So Adric, the sac fly to right. For 2 away, he'll get the RBI. And the runners advance. And the Bronx increase their lead to 4-0. That brings up Eden White. Acton starts him off with a breaking pitch for strike 1. Eden fouls that one off the end of the bat for strike 2. Base hit here could add 2 more runs with 2 outs in the inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and White down on strikes for out number 3. But the Bronx do come up with 2 more runs. And they'll lead it 4-0 at the end of 2 complete. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back for more Bronx baseball here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. At Lakin Drug, their mission is simple. They strive to provide professional pharmacy services with hometown hospitality. Lakin Drug's experienced staff leads with compassion and utilizes modern technology to fit all of your individual needs. Whether it's prescription medications or over-the-counter products, Lakin Drug has the answer to all of your questions. Lakin Drug at 610 O'Loughlin Street in Lakin is a proud supporter of the community of Lakin and Lakin schools.
Refinance your auto loan at Golden Plains Credit Union. You could lower your current auto loan rate by 2% with no payments for up to 90 days. Rates can be as low as 3.25% annual percentage rate. This offer applies to loans financed from another lender. Think of all the money you could be saving every month. This is a limited time offer, so stop by and ask about refinancing your auto loan today. Golden Plains Credit Union. Life with a touch of gold. Member NCUA.
Trace Copper leads it off for the Blue Jays here in the top of the third. Bronx lead at 4-0. Bronx scoring 2 runs on 1 hit. They stranded 2, and there were no Cimarron errors in that second inning. Trace Copper in there with a 2-0 count. 3-0 count, excuse me, and he walks on 4 straight. His second walk of the game.
That should be 34. And I had 30 at the end of the last inning. Up to the plate, number 25, Caden Simon.
Shortstop Leighton Simon will lead it off. We also had a walk his first at bat. Copper diving back under the throw. Patterson back to first. Copper definitely, he's a threat to go on any pitch. Huge lead at first. And he's off on the pitch. Pitch is low in the dirt. And Copper in there with the stolen base. 1-0 count to Leighton Simon. Ground ball towards short. Salcido over in the hole will not have a throw. That'll go as an infield single. Copper goes to third. And that was a good decision by Armando Salcido to hold that ball. If you happen to throw it away, Copper scores easily. And knowing that he did not have a chance, as slow as that ball was hit. Brings up Peyton Dye. Runners at the corners. Nobody out. Simon off on the pitch. It is high. Snap throw back to the pitcher. And it's 1-0 to Peyton Dye. Averhoff on deck. Pitch fouled back. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Pop foul. Up the right field line. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball towards short. Off the glove of Salcedo. 1 run scores. Simon around third. He will score. And that'll go as an error on the shortstop.
At the plate, number 13, Rick Averhoff.
I'll bring up the first baseman, Averhoff. Foul ball off the face of the Bronx dugout, strike 1. One 0 pitch. Excuse me, that was the 0-1 pitch. The first pitch, he had lined it into the face of the Bronx dugout. Snap throw to first, runner back. Pitch bounces away from Gabe Cox as the runner goes to second. That'll go as a wild pitch. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Patterson checks the runner. Here's the 2-1. Line shot into center. It'll fall in for a hit. Dye goes to third. Now runners at the corners for Schlesinger.
Up next, number 21, Alex Schlesinger.
Fouled straight back for strike 1. High fly ball on the infield. Salcedo in and makes the play. And that's 1 away. Runners stay put. Brings up Logan Heddleston.
17, Logan Heddleston.
Patterson starts off Heddleston with a breaking pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Blue Jays with 2 runs across. Bronx still lead at 4-2. We're in the top of the third. Runner was off, but the pitch is fouled back into the screen for strike 2. And Averhoff will go back to first. Pitch gets past the catcher. Runner will stay at third. Runner will advance to second on the wild pitch. And it's a 1-2 count. Lopez on deck. Ground ball to second. Caden Means scoops it up. Throws over for the out. Run does score on the play. Die scoring. Averhoff goes to third. Now there's 2 outs in the inning. Lopez grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Takes the first pitch high for ball 1. Swing and a miss, and the count is even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rylan Acton on deck for the Blue Jays. Ball blocked in the dirt by Gabe Cox. Count 2-1. Swing and a miss, and the count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Breaking pitch froze him on the inside corner for out number 3. Blue Jays come up with 3 runs on 2 hits. They strand a base runner, and there was 1 Bronc error. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with the home half of the third right after this. You're watching Bronc Baseball.
Home improvements that have had to wait. The dream vacation your family deserves. Even college tuition. Garden City State Bank can help you make it all happen now, not someday. With a home equity line of credit, you can borrow up to 90% of the value of your home, and the interest may be tax deductible. Plus, there are no closing costs, no application fees, and no annual fees. A fast, easy, convenient home equity line of credit from Garden City State Bank, a branch of the Kearney County Bank. Subject to credit approval, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Gabe Cox leads it off for the Broncs here in the bottom of the third. Broncs went to the third inning leading 4-0, but the Blue Jays pushed 3 across. And we're in a ball game. 1-0 count to Cox. Gabe takes for strike 1, 1-1. Gabe with the base on balls his first time up. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Inside for ball 2. Eli Bemis on deck, and he'll be followed by Caden Mings. Due one pitch. Fouled at the plate. Count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bronx with the loss in game 1 are 3-9 on this season. Cimarron with their game 1 win, they are also 3-9. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Cox down on strikes. Throwing away. That'll bring up Eli Bemis. Bemis with a double in the first inning. He had the double. Alex Luce running for Gabe Cox was thrown out at the plate trying to score from first on the play. First pitch outside, 1-0 the count to Eli. Just a bang-bang play at the plate. Cimarron made the throws they needed to get out of that inning. That pitch was low for ball 2. Low and away for ball 3. Inside. And Eli goes to first on the 4-pitch walk.
Next up, number 26, Caden Mings.
Bronx have some action in the bullpen. Eden White warming up. Caden Mings comes to the plate. Caden fouled out to the catcher his first time up. Swing and a miss. That's a breaking pitch. 1 strike count. Low and in the dirt for ball 1. 1-1. High fly ball. Center fielder coming in, and it's going to fall for a hit. And good base running that time by Eli Bemis. That's one of those that you're kind of stuck in no man's land. But he was about 3/4 of the way. When that ball hit the ground, he strolled into second easily. So a bloop single for Caden Mings. And that brings up Malachi Acevedo. First baseman in on the grass. Acevedo with the bunt. It's back to the mound. Acton bobbles and throws to first in time. So a sacrifice bunt for Acevedo. And there are 2 outs in the inning. Brings up Brock Pata. Pata with a bunt single his first time up. He come around to score. Takes the first pitch on the outside for a strike. Oh, 0-1 to count. Bronx with 2 runners in scoring position here in the home half of the 3rd. That's low and in the dirt for ball 1. Ball 2 on the inside corner. In the count 2-1. In the dirt for ball 3. Pata taking all the way. Now to count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. Pata swings and misses for out number 3. Bronx no runs on 1 hit. They strand 2 base runners and no Cimarron errors. At the end of 3, the score, Lakin 4 and Cimarron 3. We're back after this break. Don't go away.
They said this place was too isolated to call home. They said it was too remote to build a community. And then one day, a farmer strung a copper wire from one fence post to another and changed everything. We didn't build the communities of Southwest Kansas. No, we just brought them together.
Some changes made to the Bronx lineup during that between innings. In the pitch for the Bronx is Eden White. Drew Patterson will go to second. Caden Mings will go to first. And going to right field, Grant Mendenhall goes to right field for Brock Pata. Leading it off for Cimarron will be Rylan Acton and be followed by Colby Wilson and Trace Copper. Acton struck out his first time up. He did reach on a pass on a wild pitch, but was stranded in the second inning. Acton bats from the right side. First pitch is low and in the dirt. Ball 1. Here's the wind and the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Can't even 1 ball, 1 strike. And a strike at the belt. Count goes to 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch from White. Low in the dirt. Count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Acton down on strikes for the second time. And that's 1 away.
Up to the plate, number 10, Colby Wilson.
That'll bring up the second baseman, Colby Wilson. Wilson grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Eden Wines, here's first pitch. In at the knees for strike 1. Pop up to the second baseman, Drew Patterson, for out number 2.
Next up for Cimarron, number 1, Trace Copper.
And that'll bring up Trace Copper. Copper with 2 walks and a run scored. First pitch way outside for ball 1. Eden White making his 7th appearance. He's 0 and 1 on the season. Line shot right back at him. Eden will grab it, throw to first in time. Great play, great reaction. 1-3 on the putout. And that'll do it for the Blue Jays. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nice reaction. Nice recovery by Eden White. And that'll do it for the Blue Jays in the top of the 4th. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Bronx 4, Blue Jays 3. We're back after this.
Kearney County, a wonderful life opportunity, offers a wide range of opportunities to residents and visitors. Hunting, fishing, camping, golfing, and bowling provide recreation, plus the Lake and Rec Commission provides youth and adult programs in Lakin and Deerfield. Explore the rich history of the county by visiting the Kearney County Historical Museum or the historic sites throughout the county. Take advantage of what Kearney County has to offer. Contact Ralph Goodnight, Kearney County Economic Development, or on the web at www.kearneycountykansas.com.
Pitching change being made for the Blue Jays as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Now pitching is Peyton Dye. And looking at my stat sheet, Dye, this is his first appearance. I don't see.
Up first for your Lakin Bronx, number 2, Drew Patterson.
I see no stats pitching for Peyton Dye. Catching will be Oliver Spencer. And leading off for the Bronx will be Drew Patterson, who takes a strike. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. High fly ball into right center field. The center fielder Copper over and makes the play. And that's one away for Armando Salcido.
Up next, number 1, Armando Salcido.
Armando 1 for 1. He's also been hit by a pitch. And a swing and a miss for strike 1. Adric on deck. And taking on the outside edge for strike 2. Just missed high. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Salcedo down on strikes for 2 away. That brings up Adric. Adric 0 for 1, had a sacrifice fly in the second inning. Grounded out in the first. He's driven in 2. And with nobody on 2 outs, here's the first pitch, high for ball 1. High and outside for ball 2. High fly ball into left center field. Copper racing over and will make the play. Bronx go quietly in the 4th. No runs, no hits, nobody left, and no errors. We've played 4. And the score remains Bronx 4, Blue Jays 2. We'll be back for the 5th right after this.
The Ranch House community is here to assist with skilled rehab, long-term care, and assisted living. We offer a serene atmosphere, dedicated staff, delectable dining, and daily activities. The Ranch House is here to serve our communities. Please review our site at midwest-health.com/ranchhouse/ or call 620-371-4700 to schedule your tour today. We look forward to hearing from you.
We go to the top of the 5th. Leading off for the Blue Jays will be the shortstop, Leighton Simon, and be followed by Peyton Dye and Breck Aberhoff.
Up first for Cimarron, number 25, Lakin Simon.
Simon comes to the plate 1 for 1 with a walk. Singleton scored in the 3rd inning. Eden White looks in for the sign. Here's the first pitch. Low and inside for ball 1. One 0 hit him. That'll bring up Peyton Dye. Dye is 0 for 2, struck out in the first, reached on an error in the 3rd, scored and drove in a run. Simon a huge lead at first base. Pitch low and away for ball 1. One 0 pitch as the runner's on his way to second base. And it's into shallow right field, but the runner will stay put. Pitch low and away. Bouncing ball to the mound. Just in front of the mound, White will go to first. 1-3 on the putout. Simon goes to third. And that brings up Breck Averhoff.
Breck Averhoff.
Line shot fair up the right field line. Simon scores. Averhoff will stand in second base with the RBI double. And we are tied at 4.
Up next, number 21, Alex Schlesinger.
Brings up the right fielder, Schlesinger. Bronx did appeal first base. They thought maybe Averhoff had missed the bag as he rounded, but the umpire gave the safe sign. Foul up the third base line for strike one. Pitch inside. Schlesinger ducking out of the way. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at second, 1 out. We're in the top of the 5th. Blue Jays have tied it at 4. High pop foul backing out of play, and it's 1-2. Eden checks the runner. Here's the 1-2. It's behind the batter for ball 2. Nice job by Gabe Cox to get a glove on that. Two-two pitch, fouled that one off his foot. Count remains 2-2. Low and in the dirt. Count goes full. Payoff pitch. Rolled off the fist, and it stays fair.
Yes. What the hell? Just because he stops running, it does not. Yeah. Foul.
No, he called foul ball at the plate.
Said it was off his foot. Still shouldn't.
Nice job by Acevedo just to stay with it. Going to be a foul, and now that'll turn into a walk.
Up next, number 17,
Brings up Logan Heddleston. And then now we've got a pitching change. Bring in Eli Bemis to the mound. White will go back. So Eden will go back to first base. Mings will go to right. We try to sort out the defensive changes, and then Grant Mendenhall will go to left. Eli Bemis on the mound, making his second appearance. He's given up 6 runs, all 6 earned in just 2/3 innings of work. Has struck out 2, walked 2. Comes to the mound with 2 on and 1 out in the top of the 5th. The Blue Jays have tied it at 4. And we're set to go. Logan Heddleston will be the first to face Bemis. Heddleston 0 for 2. Did drive in a run with a ground out in the 3rd and a ground ball towards first. White scoops it up, steps on the bag. The runners will advance. Plays 3 unassisted for out number 2. And that'll bring up Zach Lopez. Lopez 0 for 2. Bemis' first pitch, breaking pitch low for ball 1. Pitch. Ground ball towards 3rd. Backhanded by Acevedo. Throw across. Got him in time. What a play by Malachi Acevedo with the backhand and the strong throw across. 5-3, and that'll do it for the inning. But the Blue Jays come up with a run, and they tie at 4. 1 run on 1 hit. They strand 2. And no Bronc errors. And that does it for the Blue Jays in the 5th. Once again, a great play by Malachi to end that inning. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back right after this. You're watching Bronc Baseball.
A lot of action on the street today, huh, Willie?
Yep. Oh, check out the German V8.
Good car.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Ooh, 64 dream car.
At Shelter Insurance, we insure all your favorite rides.
Oh, classic convertible.
And have since 1946.
Sweet pickup. Hiya, Muggsy.
Yo.
From Hot Wheels to hybrids, we've got you covered.
Hey, mailman.
Love those shoes.
Hey, where you going?
Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
We go to the bottom of the 5th. Tied up at 4. Leading it off for the Bronx will be Eden White. It'll be followed by Gabe Cox and Eli Bemis. Go back to that play to end the inning by Malachi Acevedo. Nice play on the backhand. Strong throw across. Pitch misses inside for ball 1 to Eden White. That was in there for strike 1, 1-1. pop up on the infield. Shortstop over to make the play. And that was Leighton Simon making the play.
Next up, number 5, Gabe Cox.
Let's bring up Gabe Cox. Gabe 0 for 1. A walk in the first, a strikeout victim in the third. Starts out wide for ball 1. Pitch is low for ball 2. Breaking pitch high and tight for ball 3, 3-0 to Gabe Cox. And a 4-pitch walk with 1 out here in the 5th. And Alex Luce will run for Cox here in the 5th as a courtesy runner. Brings up Eli Bemis. Bemis with a double in the first, walked in the third. 1 for 1 officially. Foul tipped it into the glove for strike 1. Caden Mings on deck. Alex off on the pitch will steal it easily. Eli ducking out of the way of the pitch. Count 1-1. And a strike well beyond the zone on the right side. 1-2 pitch. That skips past the catcher. I'm sorry, but when I see a catcher reach across his body and can't come up with the pitch, it can't be a strike. Here's the 2-2 pitch, low and inside, and the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Three 2 pitch. Eli fouls it straight back. Count remains full. 3-2. Alex Luce, the courtesy runner for catcher Gabe Cox at third with 1 out. Here's the payoff pitch. Inside for ball 4. Brings up Caden Mings.
Up next, number 26.
Mings 1 for 2. Single his last time up. Runner off. Snap throw to third. Alex Luce gets back. The third baseman dropped the ball, so maybe I couldn't tell by the angle, but that could have been a break for the Bronx if the third baseman dropped that ball. 1-0 the count to Caden Mings. Count is 2-1. Caden squares the bunt. Attempted at it. Now the count 2-2. Two pitch. In the dirt, gets past the catcher, loose, up the line, will score. Bemis will go to third and will stick there. But the Bronx retake the lead on the wild pitch. And it's a 3-2 count to Caden Mings. Dye checks the runner. Here's the payoff pitch. And Caden down on strikes for out number 2.
Up next, number 4, Malachi Acevedo.
Gonna bring up Malachi Acevedo. Takes high for ball 1. Malachi walked and scored in the second. A sacrifice bunt in the third. And count 1-0. And now it's 2-0. Swing and a miss. Count is 2-1. And that misses outside for ball 3. Three 1 pitch. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Malachi fouls it straight back, stays alive with the full count. And that's outside for ball 4. That brings up Grant Mendenhall.
Up to the plate, number 0, Grant Mendenhall.
Mendenhall batting for Brock Pata here in the 5th. Bronx have retaken the lead, 5-4. Starts him out on the outside corner for strike 1. That's a balk. Acevedo started to second, and the run will score with Eli scoring on the balk. Swing and a miss. Mendenhall down in the count 0-2. I could hear Coach Taylor Lovelady at first telling Acevedo to go. And that hit Mendenhall. The pitcher had never looked over at the runner whatsoever, and that's why he was telling him to go. And then when he realized that the runner was going, he turned toward second instead of stepping off to go to second base. Because in that situation, you have to step off because you cannot throw to an unoccupied base or it becomes a balk. So they're giving Grant Mendenhall a chance to shake it off. So runners at first and second, 2 outs for Drew Patterson. Bronx have scored 2 to retake the lead. Way outside for ball 1. 1-0 pitch inside for ball 2. Drew squaring to bunt, takes high for ball 3. Three-0 pitch taken for strike 1. 3-1 to count. Three-one pitch from Dye is outside. And the walk to Drew Patterson will load him up for Armando Salcedo.
Up to the plate, number 1, Armando Salcedo.
Acevedo at third. Grant Mendenhall at second. Drew Patterson at first base. Armando taking for strike 1. Armando was a first inning single. He was hit by a pitch in the second and struck out his last time in the 4th. Armando fouls it straight back, and he's down in count 0-2. Outside for ball 1, 1-2. And a strike called at the knees, and that'll do it for the Bronx in the 5th. They do score 2 runs on no hits. They strand 3 and no Cimarron errors. Bronx come up with 2. They lead it 6-4 as we go to the 6th. We're back after this.
Refinance your auto loan at Golden Plains Credit Union. You could lower your current auto loan rate by 2% with no payments for up to 90 days. Rates can be as low as 3.25% annual percentage rate. This offer applies to loans financed from another lender. Think of all the money you could be saving every month. This is a limited time offer, so stop by and ask about refinancing your auto loan today. Golden Plains Credit Union. Life with a touch of gold. Member NCUA.
Play for Cimarron, number 5, Oliver Spencer.
Oliver Spencer will lead it off here in the top of the 6th inning and be followed by Colby Wilson, and back to the top of the lineup, Trace Copper. Ground ball. Acevedo in, throw across in time for the out. 5-3. And I think that the more he goes, Malachi Acevedo has found a home at third. Second straight inning with nice glove, nice throw across. That brings up Colby Wilson. Yep, I think he may have just found a home at the hot corner. Pitch is low and away for ball 1. 1-0 pitch stays high for ball 2. Eli Bemis, the third pitcher to pitch for the Bronx here in Game 2. Drew Patterson made the start. He is no longer the pitcher of record. Eli Bemis is the pitcher of record now with the Bronx scoring 2 runs. 3-0 count to Colby Wilson. Pitch is in at the knees for strike 1. Count is 3-1. High pop foul. Out of play off the first base side. Count now full, 3-2. High pop up into shallow right, actually just on the infield. Drew Patterson takes a step back and makes the play for out number 2. That'll bring up Trace Copper. Copper 0 for 1.
Trace Copper.
First pitch, breaking pitch inside for ball 1. Copper with 2 walks and a run scored. Bats with nobody on, 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Eli's 1-0 pitch. Low and in the dirt, ball 2. Here's the wind in the 2-0. Ground ball through the hole into left field. That'll bring up Leighton Simon.
Next up for Cimarron.
Simon 1 for 1. He's walked, singled, and has been hit by a pitch, has scored twice. Trace Copper, the runner at first base with 2 outs. Indefinitely a threat to steal. Line shot. Past Patterson into right field. Copper around second. Goes to third. Be an error on the second baseman with runners at the corners now for Peyton Dye. Dye 0 for 3. First pitch is outside for ball 1. 1-0. Runner off on the pitch. Stolen base for Simon. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike to Peyton Dye. High fly ball into right center. Mings over and in a few steps to make the play. That'll do it for the Blue Jays in the 6th. No runs. On 1 hit, they strand 2, and there was 1 Bronc error. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Bronx lead it 6-4. We'll be back right after this.
It's time to get involved with the Lakin Recreation Commission, 702 North Campbell in Lakin. The Lakin Rec Commission with Wellness Center, aerobics, adult programs, youth programs, sewing, and more. For more information about all the great activities of the Lakin Rec Commission, call 620-355-7039. The Lakin Recreation Commission, providing recreational opportunities to enhance the quality of life for the people of the community by promoting social interaction and the productive use of leisure time.
Oh, this stupid When
it's time to do that welding, don't do it yourself and make a mess out of it. Call Hendricks Professional Welding Service of Lakin. On the farm, on the ranch, or at your place, or at Hendricks Welding 3 miles west of Lakin. Welding done right the professional way. Call Brad Hendricks of Hendricks Welding at 355-6734. That's Hendricks Welding. Don't do it yourself and make a mess. Just call old Brad.
Adric leads it off for the Bronx here in the bottom of the 6th. Count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Adric leans back and out of the way of that one. Counts 2 balls, 1 strike. And that's inside for ball 3. I almost thought I heard a double hit there, that it may have caught a piece of his jersey, but I'm not sure. But he stands back in, so here's the 3-1 pitch. And that's outside for ball 4. So a leadoff walk to Adric brings up Eden White.
Up to the plate, number 24, Eden White.
Gabe Cox stands on deck. Would love to see the Bronx add another run or two. And Eden squares to bunt, and that's off the shoulder.
That wasn't the sign, I don't think, Coach. But we'll take it.
So now they're going to have a discussion of whether that hit the bat or it hit Eden.
It hit his helmet!
I thought it was off the helmet.
It hit his helmet! It hit his helmet. It's not a strike if it hits you in the... It doesn't matter where the bat was, it hit him in the head.
I'm not sure about the argument there. I guess they wanted to think it hit the bat, but it actually hit the helmet. I think it hit the shoulder and then hit the helmet, not the bat. So runners at first and second, nobody out for Gabe Cox. Bunted that foul for strike 1. Eli Bemis on deck. Peyton Dye checks the runner. Here's the 0-1. High and inside for ball 1. 1-1 to count. Strike on the outside edge. And the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch. Gabe fouls it off, stays alive at 1-2. Adric the runner at second, Eden at first. Nobody out. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Bronx leading 6-4. There's the 1-2 pitch. Check swing, called strike on the outside corner. And that's one away. Brings up Eli Bemis. Bemis with a double and 2 walks. A run scored in the 5th inning. Bats with 2 on, 1 out here in the 6th. Ground ball towards third. Third baseman will step on the bag, throw to first, not in time. So Eli at first on the fielder's choice. Adric out, 5 unassisted. And that's 2 away. Eden advances to second. Brings up Caden Mings. Mings 1 for 3. Single in the 3rd. Struck out his last time up. And a pinch runner for Eden White. Caden takes at the knees for strike 1. There's a line shot up the middle, will fall for a hit. And the runner will be held at third. And the bases will be loaded. Bases are loaded for Malachi Acevedo. He takes the first pitch high for ball 1. And now it's ball 2. Grant Mendenhall on deck. Here's the 2-0 pitch. High for ball 3. Bait and die, the 3-0. Called strike, count goes to 3-1. Now it's full at 3-2. Runners will be off on the pitch. And got him on strikes for 3 away. Bronx leave them loaded for the 2nd consecutive inning. No runs. On 1 hit, they strand 3. No errors. And at the end of 6, it's the Bronx 6 and the Blue Jays 4. Take another timeout. We'll be back. You're watching Bronx Baseball on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. Thanks for joining us here this afternoon. At Lakin Drug, their mission is simple: They strive to provide professional pharmacy services with hometown hospitality. Lakin Drug's experienced staff leads with compassion and utilizes modern technology to fit all of your individual needs. Whether it's prescription medications or over-the-counter products, Lakin Drug has the answer to all of your questions. Lakin Drug at 610 O'Loughlin Street in Lakin is a proud supporter of the community of Lakin and Lakin schools. We go to the seventh. The Bronx leading 6-4. Breck Aberhoff will lead it off. He'll be followed by Alex Lessner. And a ground ball. Eden stayed down in the dirt, grabbed it, and steps on the bag for one away. 3 unassisted. That brings up Alex Lessner. He'll be followed by Logan Heddleston. Lessner 0 for 2 with a walk. 1 pitch, 1 out for Eli Bemis. The third pitcher for the Bronx in this game, low and away for ball 1. I think it's 0-2. It's 2-0, isn't it? I think I called that first pitch wrong. 2-0. Inside for ball 3. Okay. Yep. 3-0. Here's the wind. Missed inside for ball 4. So a 1 out walk to Schlesinger. And that'll bring up Logan Huddleston.
Up next, number 17, Logan Huddleston.
Huddleston 0 for 3. Right side of the defense needs to be ready. He's grounded to the pitcher, the second baseman, and 3 unassisted. And there's another one pulled to the right side. Nice range. Drew Patterson got the out at first. Nice range and the spin in the throw by Drew. 4-3 on the putout, and that's 2 away. Schlesinger goes to second on the play. And that's 2 away. Zach Lopez with a runner in scoring position. 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Looking for his first hit of the contest. Bemis with the pitch, low and outside. Gabe Cox doing a great job to slide over and block that. 1-0 the count. High fly ball to left field. Mendenhall, a long run. Missed the play. Missed the ball. As Lopez goes to second. That'll go as a hit because nobody got a glove on it. And now the tying run is at second base for Oliver Spencer.
Up to the plate, number 5, Oliver Spencer.
Spencer grounded out to third. His first time up, runner on his way to third. And the pitch was ball 1. So the tying run now at third base, a 1-0 count to Oliver Spencer. Fouled that one off the mask of the umpire. Count evens 1 ball, 1 strike. Eli checks the runner. Here's the 1-1. Missed outside for ball 2. Two one pitch. Line shot. Right at Eden White, and that's the ball game. The Blue Jays do pick up a run.
There are still a few cheeseburgers left at the concession stand.
Blue Jays get 1 run on 1 hit. They strand a base runner.
Lakin,
And there were no Bronc errors.
5.
Our final score, the Bronx 6, the Blue Jays
Please
5.
check out the concession stand. There's a few more cheeseburgers left.
Losing pitcher for Cimarron will be Peyton Dye. Winning pitcher for the Bronx will be Eli Bemis. And while we have a break, we're going to take a timeout, add up all the totals, and we'll have them for you when we return. Once again, the Bronx win it by the score of 6-5. And get back on the winning side as they split this doubleheader with Cimarron here tonight. We'll be back right after this.
Some commercials make it really tempting to buy cheap insurance. That's great if price is the only thing that's important to you. The agency believes cost is important, but protection is what you're really paying for. Rely on the agency to build the policy that protects your property at a price you can afford. Call the agency today at 620-355-6789.
Flashback to the days of Bebop and Bobby Socks at Flashback's Diner, Highway 50, Lakin. Fantastic burgers, Coney and Chicago hot dogs, Philly, steak, BLT, and chicken sandwiches, along with ice cream treats like the traditional banana split, sundaes, shakes, malts, and cones. Dine in or carry out. Flashback to the days of Bebop and Bobby Socks at the one and only fantastic Flashback's Diner, Highway 50, Lakin. Fred Ripsimo established the Lakin Dairy in 1997 and is now a leading producer of high-quality milk for human consumption. The Lakin Dairy is proud to be a big part of the Kearney County economy and community. With fantastic, dedicated, and hard-working employees, the Lakin Dairy prospers in the heart of, as Fred calls it, the Midwest Feed Shed. Always supporting the Lakin High School students, the Lakin Dairy, a verified premium operation, is honored to call Kearney County home at lakindairy.com on the internet.
Refinance your auto loan at Golden Plains Credit Union. You could lower your current auto loan rate by 2% with no payments for up to 90 days. Rates can be as low as 3.25% annual percentage rate. This offer applies to loans financed from another lender. Think of all the money you could be saving every month. This is a limited time offer, so stop by and ask about refinancing your auto loan today. Golden Plains Credit Union. Life with a touch of gold. Member NCUA.
Lot of action on the street today, huh, Willie?
Yep. Oh, check out the German V8.
Good car.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Ooh, 64 dream car.
At Shelter Insurance, we insure all your favorite rides.
Oh, classic convertible.
And have since 1946.
Sweet pickup. Hiya, Muggsy.
Yo.
From Hot Wheels to hybrids, we've got you covered.
Hey, mailman.
Love those shoes.
Hey, where you going?
Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See ya. All right, I apologize for some of the dead air there. We were cussing and discussing before Coach got up here, but we're now joined by Coach Steve Davidson. And even though it was a split, I'll tell you what, Coach, you talked about how you had been practicing and how you told the boys now you just need to take it to the game field and make plays. It's a split in the doubleheader, but I think this team needs to believe they can make plays when they need to.
And that's the exact thing I just told them out there. We did. We showed we can make plays. Now, you're going to make 100% of them? Probably not. And we didn't make a few in that second game. Hurt us. We didn't make 3 or 4 in the first game. Definitely hurt us really bad.
Yes.
You just can't give teams 5 and 6 outs.
Yes.
You can give them 4 once in a while maybe, but you can't give them 5 and 6. That's it's going to come back and bite you.
Definitely does. And, you talk about you can't make every play, and it's, of course, that's just the reality of it, but you expect them to. But, hey, millionaires on TV don't make every play.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you can't expect a 14, 15, 16-year-old player to do it as well. But at times tonight, I'll tell you what, in game number 2, Malachi at third base, I think he may have just found a home.
Yeah,
I have seen a lot of baseball games played here over the years, and this isn't to downgrade anybody we've seen, but his backhand at third base and that throw across to get the runner is probably one of the best ones I've probably seen in my 27 years of watching baseball.
Yeah,
that was a great play.
It was a very good play, and it was because that was hit. I thought it was probably down the line. I thought it was going to be and score a couple runs. And that, that's definitely saved a couple. He's been doing a good job. He has very, very natural. He looks really slick over there at third base. Very natural, fielding the ball, throwing the ball. He hasn't had a lot of practice time in some cases, and just needs to be able to get on the field more. But yeah, he showed he's very capable of that position, and he's he's won that position for now. There's no doubt.
There is no doubt at all. And tonight we had talked, and it was senior night. And but the thing about it is, even in game number 2, and we need to talk some about game 1 as well. But seniors making plays. Eden White pitched in game number 2. He made the stab to end the game at first base. He had a lot of ground ball outs at third base. Caden Mings went to right field in game 2. That's not his normal spot, but he made a clutch catch in right field. So the seniors did contribute on senior night. Brock Vada got a bunt base hit.
Perfect bunt, perfect sack. That's we definitely executed some things tonight that we haven't been executing. Again, every time, no, we didn't. We made plenty of mistakes on the bases, some different things, but at least we executed a few times so we can see how it's done the right way. And we struggle with that all year. Just we make one error, then we make 2 or 3 or 4 right behind that, and we didn't really do that tonight. It was a plus. I wasn't sure. Now, we can go to our hitting. We worked a lot on hitting stuff this, in the last week and a half, and we had some really ugly swings at the plate. Yes, we executed better in the field, but hitting the ball, it was not pretty for the most part tonight.
And the hitting becomes discipline, and during the broadcast, I kind of harped on a couple of the strike calls that I've seen, and I have a great vantage point to see a strike call, but I have a problem when the strike is in the left-hander's box, and it would make the left-hander bail.
Yeah.
But then the hitter has to guess. Okay, do I let that borderline go? What do I do? So now you're swinging at a pitch you cannot make contact to.
Yeah, if you can't reach it, probably shouldn't be a strike. But
I get really irritated. It wouldn't bother me balls and strikes, but I hate it when it takes a bat or robs a young player out of an opportunity.
Yeah. I
And
agree.
Those pitches outside, players are not going to come up with that. I'm sorry, but it's not. But I think hitting just needs to be. It's a lot of discipline.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight I think a lot of the swings were frustration. But we talked about it earlier about this team not taking advantage of the opportunities that it has. In 2 games, left 22 men on base tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
And you lose game 1 8-2, strand 11 runners. You win game 1 6-5, you strand 11 runners. It wouldn't have come down to a last, line drive out here in game 2 with a few more runs scored. But for the most part, though, I guess you don't have runners left on base if you can't get them on base.
Yeah.
So they just got to do it now. You got to find ways to score them, I guess.
Yeah, that was definitely that first game very frustrating. We left, I know we left
bases
like
loaded
9 guys on in the first 5 innings. Because we had a guy on, bases loaded twice, I know, and we had our top hitters up there a couple times.
Yes.
And we sometimes, I don't know, I think maybe we're trying to do too much sometimes, and we swing that first pitch a lot. I wish. And I understand if that first pitch is down the middle, you want to swing at it. But if you swing at that first pitch and it's down the middle, you better hit the ball hard.
Yes.
If you don't hit it hard, you should not be swinging. Hitting's all about timing, and you need to. There's nothing wrong with looking at a couple of pitches, and I know you don't want to take pitches down the middle. But we're not facing pitchers that are throwing high 80s and good breaking stuff tonight. We weren't.
Yes.
So you can afford to take one down the middle because we're probably going to throw another one there. Just, I wish we'd be a little more patient, a little more patient at the plate sometime.
Yeah, exactly. And, sometimes, there's some hitters that just do not like to swing first pitch. They're just not going to do it. But the problem is, though, if you don't and it's right down the middle, guess what? Now you're down an account. Now you're going to see all the junk that he's got to throw to you. So, I have no problem with aggressiveness hitting a first pitch. But let's go to game 1. Bodie McCormick. That was by far the best outing he has had. He worked into the 7th inning. Unfortunately, you had to pull him because of his pitches, but an error in center field extended that inning, or he would have had a complete game.
Yes, yeah, and again, it's still it's a 4-2 game.
Yes.
Could be going to the bottom of the 7th, which is a big difference. And he did throw well. He had a couple rough innings, but he had 3 or 4 really quick innings. And again, it just comes from making plays. Throw the ball over the plate, let him hit it, and hopefully we make a play. And, if you can throw, 10 or 11 pitches an inning instead of 25 and 30, that's makes such a big, big difference. You can last a lot longer in games that way.
Oh, exactly. You're exactly right. But unfortunately, Bodie got the tough luck loss in game one. But I was impressed at how he pitched. Game two, pitching wasn't too bad. Drew pitched the first couple innings, then you made the change, and then Eli came back. He ends up getting the win on the mound in game number two. But there again, I think the pitching did a good job in game two, and it seemed like pitching tonight didn't shy away from hitters. Earlier in the season, when I called games, it looked like the Bronx would get ahead of a hitter, and then all of a sudden we want to play keep away instead of just making the pitch. And tonight, I think the Bronx just made the pitches they needed to, and and great for the defense tonight because they made plays. So.
Yeah, and we have our pitchers. I could go back and look, but I know it seems like we let the other team's leadoff batter on constantly, whether it be a walk or a hit batter. We too many leadoff guys on, and I would like to see our stats against their 8 and 9 hitters. We walk their 8 and 9 hitters way too much, and they're down there for a reason.
Yes.
Make them put the ball in play, and you're just asking for trouble. That is nothing but trouble if you walk the bottom people in the lineup and then get back to their top guys.
In game number two, their number 9 guy walked twice in consecutive innings. So, and then got a strikeout on him in the 7th inning, which, I want to say, 1 through 9 is always a valuable position.
Oh,
but,
it is.
Of course, number 9 is, probably one of your weaker hitters. But if he gets on base, now you're back to the top of the lineup. So you've just given them, that's just like giving a team an extra out. You've given this team extra by walking the number 9 guy. Now you got the top of the lineup.
Yeah.
And can really come back to haunt you. And fortunately for the Bronx, it only haunted them once because only one time did they score. A lot of different things. But hopefully these guys will take this home with them tonight. And, hey, this is what happens when you put the ball in the leather glove and make a throw across. So Thursday, the Bronx go to, I believe, Holcomb.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that'll be definitely a test of.
Gonna see a good ball club for sure.
Very good ball club over at Holcomb. So, Coach, even though it was a split tonight, it was enjoyable. Unfortunately, Bronx saw a 2-game winning streak go by the wayside, but got a win here. So, a win in Holcomb game 1. There's back to a winning streak.
There we go.
So.
Got to start somewhere, right?
Exactly. Well, Coach, I appreciate the time to come up and visit with me, and we won't be making a trip to Holcomb, but best of luck over there, and we'll look forward to you down the line.
All right. Thanks a lot, Brett.
You bet. Bronx head coach Steve Davidson, once again, the Bronx split with the Blue Jays here tonight, losing game 1 by the score of 8-2, coming back and winning the nightcap by the score of 6-5. Well, that's going to do it for our broadcast here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. I want to thank all the sponsors that make what we do possible. Without them, I couldn't do it on my own, and we dearly thank them for all they do. JD Ham, our tech support, does all of our ads, our ins and outs, and I say it every time I'm on the air. If it wasn't for him, I would never have been here 18 years ago, getting us started here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. So we dearly thank him. Sandy was here taking pictures tonight. She'll get those put on Facebook, the LakinSports.com Facebook page, for all of the baseball fans to enjoy as well. So that's going to do it as we wrap it up here at Laux Park. Once again, thanks for joining us. Bronx lose in the first game 8-2, win the nightcap 6-5. We're back on the air tomorrow afternoon as the Lady Bronx host Hugoton in softball action at the Lakin Rec North complex, and we will be there for all the action tomorrow starting at about 3:50 for a 4 o'clock first pitch. Until then, have a great night and a great Tuesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow afternoon.